Hey, what's up, guys? It's Coolman Junior 88, your independent source for wrestling, NASCAR, and music news. Here to bring you your TNA No Surrender 2012 review, pay-per-view review, as promised. Last night I tried twice, and YouTube decided to conk out on me, so I'm using my own webcam now. My own webcam control to upload this video to you guys. So I hope you enjoy, and here we go. Okay, what first caught me off guard, it didn't really catch me off guard, I just thought it would be later in the show, was the Bound for Glory semi-final matches. I just thought they were going to be early in the show, and obviously not. Because we started the night with Hardy versus Joe, which was semi-final number 1. If you watched Impact last week, after the semifinal were set, after Kurt Angle had lost to Samoa Joe, and Bully Ray had won his match against I forgot who he fought last week, but anyway, it was Hardy versus Joe. Start off the show. Good match, good quality match. Hardy won via a pin. So that moved him on to later on in the night, where he would face the winner of the second semifinal match between Bully Ray and James Storm. We move on from there to segment number 2, James Storm interview, talking to Jeff Hardy. Basically, just had watched him wrestle, saying I'm gonna win, I'm gonna stay number 1, and at that point James Storm was number 1. So I had no doubt, and I'm pretty sure the rest of the TNA universe had no doubt that he was gonna be number 1 and stay number 1. So yeah, that's basically, he was praising Jeff Hardy and all this and all that. So yeah, segment number 3 was semifinal match number 2 between Bully Ray and James Storm. And again, I was surprised that this happened so early in the night. Both semifinal matches, I just thought they were gonna be later. But anyway, Bully Ray won via Bobby Roode return, folks. That's right. Bobby Roode, after several weeks away, has finally returned and spoiled James Storm's opportunity at the Bound for Glory series by bashing him over the head again, which started the whole feud between James Storm and Bobby Roode to begin with. As we all remember, Wildcat Chris Harris, James Storm's original partner from the AMW, America's Most Wanted, way back in the day. That's how his career ended, by a glass bottle. We only saw him once after that. Speaking of the Wildcat Chris Harris, we could have seen him more, but I was just getting into TNA, so the only time I saw him was the one time after he got hurt. He came back to Impact and was involved in a pay-per-view match. But after that, he was gone, so I didn't know what was going on. So glass bottles and eyes are very, Bobby Roode is notorious for glass bottles, I should say. So that's how that ended. Congratulations to Bully Ray. So later on in the night, it would be Bully Ray versus Jeff Hardy for the final match in the Bound for Glory series, anyway, to face Austin Aries in October at Bound for Glory for the title. And I'll tell you what happened later on in the review. But yeah, Hardy and Bully Ray are your final competitors in the final match in the Bound for Glory series. Segment number 4, we had Tessmacher interview with Jeremy Borash. Brooke Tessmacher basically said she needed this match. She needed this knockout match against Tara to basically prove herself, I guess. She wanted to prove to herself that she could beat Tara and retain the title. So that's basically what that was. Segment number 5, we move on to the actual match. Knockout title match between Tessmacher and Tara. Tessmacher had offered to put up the title and Tara agreed. So that's what happened. Tessmacher won via the pin. I guess proving to herself that she can beat Tara. And Tara was kind of in the beginning of the match, she was happy about it and all ecstatic, two friends going at it, right? And then later on in the match, I guess Tessmacher had fallen out of the ring, and Tara, being the woman doing the womanly thing, sitting on the ropes and allowing Tessmacher back in the ring. And as Tessmacher was getting back in the ring with Tessmacher's back to Tara, Tara pulled her hair and yanked her down, and that's what pissed Tessmacher off. And basically, that's what started the match. Not that it wasn't good to that point, but that's what basically started the match, and it really got for real after that. And Tessmacher pulled it out with a pin. So she won, and she proved herself. And after the match, you could see Tessmacher stick her hand out. Tara shook it, but was pissed off about it. And you could see throughout her face while Tessmacher was celebrating. Tara was pissed, and she just was. I don't know if this means a heel turn for Tara, but for right now, it just seems that she was pissed that the Knockouts title was on the line, and she didn't achieve that goal of being the next Knockouts champion. And you've got to remember, Tara is the most veteran knockout that the TNA roster has, being that she's the strongest of knockouts. She's got more experience, so Tara should be mad at to a point at Tessmacher, but that's what it is. That's what happened. Segment number 6. After Rude had foiled James Storm's win, after Rude had interfered in James Storm's win with Bully Ray, basically Hulk Hogan had seen it and was tossing Rude out of the building. This is segment number 6 now, and I guess was tired of it, so he was tossing Rude out of the building for his actions in segment number 3, but James Storm had caught up with Rude and pushed the cop aside and basically started beating up Rude. So Hulk Hogan didn't want to have anything to do with it, so he tossed both Rude and Storm out of the building for the rest of the night. So yeah, Rude and Storm get kicked out. Segment number 6. Now here's where it gets a little bit disturbing, folks. Not just a little bit, a lot disturbing. If you remember last week, Austin Aries was interrogating the camera guy who jumped him from behind, and he had worked a deal out with Aces and Eights to face the Armbreaker at No Surrender, and one-on-one mano-y-mano. Basically, Aces and Eights sent down the Armbreaker for the fight, and they agreed to it. And it started out pretty well. Segment number 7, the fight against the arm breaker, started out pretty well. Austin Aries had brought a bag of chalk, drying chalk that gymnasts use to dry off their hands for a better grip on the bars. Drying chalk that everybody uses. Sports football guys use. I've used it myself when gripping the ball. You know, he used the drying chalk to blind the aces and eights guy. He was getting the better of him, and it just as it looked like Austin Aries was going to pin the guy or break the guy's arm, a bunch of aces and eights guys jumped him. I mean, this wasn't one or two guys, you guys. This was like 15, 16 guys. Just absolutely jumped Austin Aries for no reason. It was a one-on-one fight. There was no reason for that whatsoever, which caused the entire tight TNA locker room to empty and basically clear out the ring, which also caused Hulk Hogan to call for a lockdown at No Surrender. He asked the technical producers to call the cops and to lock all the entrances and exits, basically. And as this melee was ensuing, one of the aces and eights guys picks up Jeff Hardy and lawn darts him into one of the ring posts, and it's disturbing, it's sick, and there was no need for it. And the whole arena, after the aces and eights had fled, was silenced because Bully Ray had called Hulk Hogan's attention and called Hulk Hogan's attention and pointed to Jeff Hardy. They went to go check on him. They brought out the trainers and Al Snow and D'Lo Brown, and Jeff Hardy looked to be out of commission with a broken shoulder or a popped out shoulder, or we didn't know what it was at that point. We wouldn't find out to the very, very end of the show how Jeff Hardy was going to function. But it was very, very disturbing, and it just looked bad for Jeff Hardy. We didn't know how the main event was going to go down, but we moved on from that to segment number 8, the X Division title, Sanjay Dutt versus Zema Ion. Zema Ion retained the title, so congratulations to Zema Ion. As bad as he is in the ring, performance-wise, Zema Ion has managed to retain his title. I don't know why or how, but Zema Ion is is still your X Division title holder. Segment number 9, Jeff backstage. Basically, Jeremy was trying to get an interview with Jeff, and you saw Al Snow, the trainers, D'Lo Brown, and then Magnus had interrupted JB trying to get an interview, and basically was begging on RVD, seeing as how Jeff lost his concentration, he may have jeopardized his opportunity for the main event, and just begging RVD and Jeff Hardy for losing concentration, all this and all that, which led to segment number 10, RVD versus Magnus. RVD, after losing the Bound for Glory series opportunity, RVD because of Magnus lost to RVD, so a measure of retribution for RVD. So congratulations. Segment number 11 was the Kaz and Daniels interview. Back to segment number 9 for a second. We saw Jeff Hardy with a ice pack on his shoulder. We still didn't know what was going to go on. But anyway, yeah. Back to segment number 11. Kaz and Daniels has an interview with JB. and basically says that because of Claire Lynch and because of the situation with AJ Styles, they didn't feel that their titles had to be defended and all that and all this. So yeah, that's. I didn't really pay attention to Kaz and Daniels because Kaz and Daniels are getting on my nerves now. Don't get me wrong, Kaz and Daniels, especially actually both of those guys, are very, very good in the ring, but as far as on the mic, they're very, very annoying, and I just wish they would stick to wrestling instead of actually promoting and on the mic shit. So yeah, that's just my opinion, folks. By the way, we move on to segment number 12, tag team title defense between AJ and Kurt versus Kaz and Daniels. Kaz and Daniels managed to retain thanks to title shot to I believe it was AJ's head, I think. I don't remember exactly how it ended. The match ended, but Kaz and Daniels managed to retain. The referee gets knocked out, I believe. Was it in? I'm not sure. But Kaz and Daniels managed to retain their titles, and they're still tag team champions. So, yeah. Segment number 13, Bully Ray gets interviewed for the main event, and we see him break kayfabe for the first time in a long time, and he said the Aces and Eights thing has to stop, and that he felt bad for Jeff Hardy just a little bit. As we all know, Bully Ray really cares for his competitors, his co-workers, and he felt bad for Jeff Hardy, so yeah, that was that. We move on to the main event. Bully Ray goes down for the main event. We hit Jeff Hardy's music, and basically he doesn't show up. Hulk Hogan shows up and basically tries to persuade Bully Ray to give him 4 days. That's what he kept saying. Give me 4 days for Jeff Hardy to rest his shoulder and see how he feels and all this and all that. All of a sudden we hear Jeff Hardy's music for the third time. Jeff Hardy himself actually appears and wants to fight, and with a handshake from Hulk Hogan, the match actually happens, and Jeff Hardy, via a valiant effort, extremely valiant effort, extremely large heart, wins the Bound for Glory series. So it'll be Austin Aries versus Jeff Hardy at the Bound for Glory pay-per-view in October. Congratulations, Jeff Hardy. Either you or James Storm. I wanted to win. Actually, either you or Samoa Joe, to be honest with you. So I'm glad you won, Jeff, and I'm glad that you're gonna finally have a legitimate shot at the title instead of Hulk Hogan handing it to you during your heelish turn back then. So yeah, congratulations, Jeff Hardy, for winning the Bound for Glory series. I hope you guys enjoyed that review. Don't forget Monday Night Raw tonight. We're gonna find out more about the CM Punk, Paul Heyman storyline. See what Paul Heyman's deal and all this is now that he signed a new agreement. His original agreement was through SummerSlam, and apparently now that he signed a new agreement, he was inserted with CM Punk. Because if you remember during the pipe bomb, the infamous pipe bomb, he said he was one of Paul Heyman's guys. He drank Paul Heyman's Kool-Aid. So, speaking of CM Punk. So, now with Paul Heyman driving away last week after the go to sleep on the car hood from CM Punk to John Cena, what will happen? We'll find out later on tonight at 8 p.m. My time. So, I'll give you highlights from that show, and I'll try and give you a full video for that. But for now, I hope you guys enjoy TNA No Surrender pay-per-view review for 9/9, September 9th, 2012. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be blessed, and look out for Raw highlights from me. This is Coolman Jr. 88, your independent source of wrestling, NASCAR, and music news. Thanks, guys. Be blessed, and peace out.